on a personal level, I think people are very proud of the heritage. Very, very proud of the heritage, even if the legacy of Emmett Till is a tragic one.
Hello, Isabel. How are you?
I am well. Thank you for having me, Steve. Nice to meet
Honestly, it is such a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you so much for the time. Uh, Glendora is a beautiful film. It is such a beautiful film. Um, what drew you to their community? How did the film begin?
I was inspired by a first project in Mississippi where I spent 5 years with two other families in another area, rural area. And I had a first glimpse of this incredible culture, spirit, talents, everything you find there, histories. And my story then was about wrongful convictions. So afterwards, while I was there, I started to think about the project you've seen now because I wanted to dig in. I wanted to get to know this culture better. And I ended up in Glendora because it's a very, very small community and it's very, very insulated. So that meant that what I had observed in other areas of Mississippi, was amplified. And to me, that was a good contrast with how spirited the people and are and enterprising and that's what drew me to Glendora. I wanted to learn more about this place, and I'm also kind of obsessed with records of people who we don't see too often, of stories that may disappear and time passing. It's kind of something that I'm thinking a lot about in life for some reason.
Well, they just seem like wonderful people. Like, I mean, I'm sure they are, but I mean, it seems like and caught in this space that uh, is full of life, but also struggling at the same time. What struck you most about the community as you spent your time there?
How enterprising the community is, how they really, really do ignore as much as they can whatever obstacles are around them. And they absolutely do not feel like they have less in that way. They do know it's not exactly the same than in some other places, but they absolutely do not feel like they have less because they do everything in their power to live the life that they want, and they want to live it in Glendora because that's where they're from, that's where their whole family is from. These are very big families. So it's a whole community that is, to me, very tight. When I sometimes they say, "Oh no, no, we sometimes we fight." I say, "I know, but you're still a very tight community, no matter what things may happen. Also, sometimes within it." Uh, so that's was really important for me to show that.
And it comes across. I mean, it feels like everybody in this film is connected to someone else, whether it's celebrating or in mourning, or whether it's relatives or friends. Everybody seems very connected. Um, but I would love to know your feelings on the community's connection to the area itself, because listening to these stories, it's fascinating. You have some people that are focused on healing their community and working towards and improving it, and you have others that are saying, I want to get out of here." What was that like?
I think it's because it's people want to stay on one end. At the same time, it's also difficult to do some things. Like for instance, Bucci, the rapper who provided the whole music, he tried having a production studio in Glendora, which he did have. You see it, you see us recording there. And then he tried to open a club. He's somebody very enterprising and very talented, but he also has 5 children. And in the end, it was very, very difficult. And he is currently in Memphis, he had to leave. There was no way that he could really take care of his family and his music in Glendora. He was there also very much for his grandmother, Miss Peterson.
Yes.
And so after that, he made the decision that he unfortunately couldn't stay if he wanted to provide and try to do something for himself. And then you, of course, have many people who decide to stay and do what they can and deal with it. Now, you also have, it's a contemporary piece, many women, so many women go back to school. They are mothers, they have kids that are young. They sometimes go back, get their GED, then they go to community college, or they get certifications in healthcare fields or other fields. So they they keep doing it, no matter where they are. They will do it. But the town is getting smaller with time because, like many rural areas, there are less opportunities, and it pushes people to live. And I'm hoping that this film shines a little light on that, because Glendora is also historically important, and I would like it to be revived and my friends to stay where they want to stay.
I'm glad you mentioned that because this is in the film we hear on several occasions how steeped in history this community truly is. I mean, at one point they make the comment that this is the beginning of, or this is where the beginning of the modern civil rights movement began, if you will. Not I'm uh, and specifically even the Emmett, like the story of Emmett Till, how it's shaped by that. And I was wondering from your perspective, from these conversations with these incredible people, how has history shaped it in the present, and does it continue to do so?
It's a hard question. I think obviously for the town we can see how it seeps through, and unfortunately in the insulation we can see that it still seeps through. And I'm not talking just physical insulation. I'm talking about social insulation as well. So that is still there. On a personal level, I think people are very proud of the heritage. Very, very proud of the heritage, even if the legacy of Emmett Till is a tragic one. They are very proud of this heritage, of the importance of history there, and the recognition of this past, and also of the many stories of resistance we have also in the film, that they can pass on to younger generations who may not know about that. Like Columbus stories, or even some of Miss Florida's stories, how to deal with the plantation owner when you had to leave the plantation. So obviously, in terms of individuals, we only have to watch and listen to those people of a certain age that live through that to see that they really are even stronger because of that. There was another older lady, Miss Virginia, who was wonderful. And she said something which I think is very important in terms of that generation, which was, she said, I I I lived it, and I've done forgotten it, which is on one end it's something that they fought for and that opened many doors for the next generation, like Columbus says, but at the same time it's like, okay, let's close the door on the bad stuff and forget it and go forward. I think that would be the attitude I encounter there.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like, and there is a gentleman there that actually says, though, this says that this is the legacy of Emmett Till is ensuring the story never dies. So there is that call to keep things, or keep that piece of history alive. But I also hear what you're saying about moving forward and stepping into the next generation.
It's
Uh,
both at the same time. You cannot, cannot separate that. But there's a lot to learn from the past, and young people do their best to go forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was wondering, what in your mind do you think hope looks like in Glendora? Because it seems like it's caught between this sense of looking towards the future and struggling at this, as I said, in the same time.
I think Glendora is hoping to get a little more attention in terms of tourist traffic. And when I say tourism, it's not a bad one. It's about going to memorials
Yeah.
that are established there around Emmett Till's legacy, whether in Glendora or in Drew, where they recently dedicated a barn where he was abducted and tortured there. And they're also on the civil rights trail. There's also a very famous bluesman that was born in Glendora, Sally Williamson, two, I believe, not one. And So I believe that the efforts, at least from the town itself, is to attract attention to that incredible legacy. So people do come and visit and pay their respect and learn about the Emmett Till legacy. And that would bring, possible movement in Glendora. But also my hope is that there is a nonprofit there, PID, Partners in Development, which have been doing great work, among them building houses and equity for people. And they also are staying now in Glendora, have a new space. And I guess we're all trying to bring attention there. So we can revive some parts of Glendora so people can enjoy the town a little bit more. There used to be two stores, and now there's when I arrived, and one burned down, one is closed. So it would be that's the efforts is to revive a little bit so people can remain, enjoy their community, and have the opportunity that they deserve.
I do hope that's the case, and I hope that a film like this can help bring attention to them in the best of ways. It really is a beautiful piece, Isabel.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the time to chat about it. I wish you the best, and thank you for sharing the film with us.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Have a great day.
You too.